Welcome to Average Joe Dividends. I just got my last dividend, so let's go ahead and take a look and see the activity for the month of August. So I'll just go over the dividends I received. First one was General Mills. Then JP Morgan, $1.23. Verizon, $4.57. Lowe's, $1.77. You can see I did a deposit beginning of the month. And then there's 28 buys. The 1752 is from the dividends. So this is the snowball effect going to work. You can see here it's spread at the 1752 is getting spread out to 28 different companies here. So Exxon is one of the big ones in there. OHI, those are high. They pay a pretty high dividend. And Lowe's in there. Okay, so next was Air Products, $1.04. MasterCard, 46 cents. Apple, $1.09. Costco, $1.06. And OHI, $11.80. O Realty, or monthly payer, $2.23. Colgate, $1.17. Hormel, $1.71. Procter & Gamble, $2.08. Abbott Laboratories, $1.40. AbbVie, $7.19. Made one more deposit for the month. And then there's 19 buys here, and you can see the 3090. That is my dividends being reinvested. So this time it bought 19 companies here. Let's take a look here. So Home Depot is one of the bigger ones. Avista. McDonald's. And then the last two dividends, Caterpillar, $2.49, and Starbucks, $1.71. So we'll go to my tracking sheet here, and I'll put a link to this tracking sheet here. This is just a Google Sheets. Just lists out all my companies here. I have 64 companies in my portfolio, and the reason I did this was it's kind of in reverse. I wanted to have kind of instant diversification, a lot of companies. So I have a lot of companies and not many shares, but that's going to change over time as I keep on putting money in and just reinvesting my dividends. So for the month of August, I have them arranged here by the dividend date. And so everything highlighted in green is what I was paid. So everything from M1 has been transferred over here. And the reason why this differs is I bought some shares or fractional shares of Verizon after the ex-dividend date. So for the next quarter, it's going to pay 508. And that's if I don't make any more deposit or buy any more Verizon. It'll be maybe potentially higher if I buy before the ex-dividend date. So I took these the total right here, the 44.74, and I have a dividend tracking sheet. So that's the total for August of 44.74, and just a little bit less than July. But the last month of each quarter is really where the dividends are paid. There's a lot more dividends. So you can see it's just stepping up, and I'm pretty confident it's going to step up even more in the third quarter here as I keep buying. So I'll just go over these quick little simple bar charts here. You can see the portfolio value. I started tracking this in January of this year, and that's why I had the idea of just doing this YouTube channel. And thanks to all the new subscribers. Thank you. I didn't think I would pick up this many people to follow this journey. This is more of a proof of concept to kind of show a dividend growth portfolio in action. So this is just like less than 1% of my total net worth, but I just thought it'd be neat to kind of show people, what I'm doing. And I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not advice. So this is just kind of follow along and maybe learn something, maybe give yourself some ideas. So you can see we started out 18,700 and stepping up because of deposits and also stock appreciation. So let's go back to the portfolio here. Let's go for the last year. The portfolio itself has had a 21.15% return, which is pretty good. And we'll go to the last month, see how August did. And you can see it's pretty flat, 0.66%. because really the market was up and down all through August, where there's days where it was up 150 points, down 200, and then back up 50 points. It just kind of seesawed back and forth. So we'll go back to this sheet here. You can see I track the dividends by month. And again, the sheet, I will put a link below in the description. I'll copy this over so you can see this, maybe build your own sheet like this if you decide to invest in dividend stocks. So you can see here everything's tracked from January to August. And this is very important. The average monthly dividend, I want to know, what kind of progress I'm making with this this portfolio. So you can see how the dividends are quite lumpy. From the first month, the second month, and the third month of each quarter, it's not the same. So what I do is I add up all of the estimated dividends and for the month, and I just divide it by 3. I have to add in O twice. That's at 446 because O pays. It's a monthly payer. So this kind of smooths the ride to show what kind of progress I'm making. So month-on-month progress. That's what I've been tracking. I started doing that in May. I wish I would have done a little bit back in January, but just kind of learning as I go along. So you can see the increase by month. Month over month gain. So this month we're up to 5704. That's the average dividends this portfolio is paying. It went up $1.80 from the prior month with 3.26 month over month gain. And the purpose, what I want to do is I want to show this portfolio in action over many years. So not only do I want to show month over month gains, I want to show year over year too as well. So, but that'll be coming in time. So you can see the average monthly dividend, no matter what the market is doing, as long as these companies don't cut their dividends like a GE or like Disney did through the pandemic, it's just going to keep rising and rising as I buy more and more shares of companies. And here I'm tracking the dividends by quarter. Of course, we haven't got the third quarter in, but I assume this is going to bump up even higher. You see my deposits are kind of lumpy. What I do with this portfolio, I started this with just kind of, I give myself like a $200 kind of a allowance to kind of spend on whatever I want, just really low amount. But what I do is, for other things I earn money, just, little things I do in surveys or selling things on eBay, and that's the difference. So I made an extra $300 to put in. So of course this is not my main investing. I recommend, again, though I'm not an investment professional, but you should probably leverage your tax advantage accounts first, like a 401k, if you have access to it. And of course, if you have debt, pay that off first before trying to do something like this. So that sums up this sheet right here. You see we're making progress. I'm going to go back to this sheet, and I want to show there were 2 dividend raises. A lot of people who don't know much about dividend stocks think, well, they just pay the same amount regardless. You just have to buy more shares, but that's really not the case. Let me show you with Lowe's especially. They just had a 33% increase in their dividend. They went from 60 cents per share per quarter to all the way up to 80 cents. And you can see Lowe's is, let me scroll down here, just going from the past 10 years. I mean, it sounds like a long time, but it really isn't. 10 years can fly by. So in 2011, they went from 14 cents, and they're all the way up to 80 cents. So that's awesome raise. So we'll go to the next one. And next was Caterpillar. They had an increase. Go take a look at how much. So they had a 7.8% increase, which is nice. It's well above inflation. So let me take a look. You can see it's gone from 46 cents 10 years ago to $1.11. So it's more than doubled in 10 years. So that's pretty good. I don't know about you. I did not get a 7.8% raise from my job. So this is quite exciting when you pick companies like this that they're raising their dividends like clockwork. And on this sheet, I also show how many consecutive years these companies have been raising their dividends. You can see one like a Lowe's. I mean, 59 years in a row. That's pretty stable. Air Products here, 38 years. And I also put in their 5-year growth average. You can see a company like like MasterCard. They don't pay much in a dividend right now, but they're more of a grower long term. You can see that. Also like Costco too, they've been raising their dividend like crazy, but that's because their share price of their stock just keeps going up and up and up, and it seems like the yield can't keep up with it, which is a good problem to have. So I have a mixture of companies that are kind of flat, in their dividend growth that pay a lot, like an OHI. You see, it's 4% over the last 5 years, which is decent, but definitely not growing at the pace of a Costco. So again, real quick, August for doing absolutely nothing. The portfolio, I got 44.74. So stay tuned for September because it's going to pay close to double. So the third quarter is always the big one if you have a dividend portfolio. So thanks for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.